Guys, we often talk about and read about what to do when someone is crying, what to do when someone is vulnerable right in front of you. Give them a cup of hot chocolate, talk to them, wipe off their tears. But I don't think we talk often about what not to do when someone is breaking down in front of you, when someone is vulnerable in front of you. I know it might sound like, oh, please just don't be rude, but it's not as simple and straightforward like that. I feel like no matter what kind of person you are, it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of pain and suffering to reach that kind of breaking point that you don't care who you're breaking down in front of. You can't help but be vulnerable. And that vulnerability, it does not come naturally. It just comes forcefully because you are in that much pain and suffering. And when someone is at that kind of breaking point in front of you, even if you are not expecting it and it comes out of nowhere, there is a code of conduct that you need to follow. You have to make sure that they seem welcome. They feel like they are not out of the place. They shouldn't feel like they are making a fool out of themselves. Vulnerability and shame out of that vulnerability is not a good combination. So let's talk about what not to do when someone is crying in front of you. Guys, I don't like crying in front of anyone. And I know you guys also don't like that. Nobody likes that. And if this happens, I have felt very ashamed and unwelcome because of these 5 things that people have done to me. So now, even though at that time I was at no stage of taking notes and stuff like that, I have taken a subconscious note of what not to do when someone is crying in front of you because it made me feel like garbage. So, number 1, do not say, oh, I'm not equipped to do that. I am not very good at crying. Don't cry in front of me. Okay. Nobody cares if you can't handle it. If you can't handle it, do not show it. You're not helping the person or the situation by telling them, oh, you're not equipped to handle that. Please don't cry in front of me. I get really awkward. Nobody cares for that. If you are awkward, and I understand, if someone is crying in front of you, it can potentially become awkward for you. But just think about the other person. Have some sympathy, will you? Like, please, that person is breaking down, even though I know from the insides of them, they are ashamed. They are ashamed that you have to see them in such a vulnerable state. They are ashamed to reveal in front of you that they are not having the perfect life of dreams that they want everyone to think that they are. Because most of us, we have this desire, this urge to prove to the world. I mean, to prove to the world that we are having the most perfect life and you are not. And to show that we are actually not having that and we are in a weaker or a lesser than stage, that is a position that nobody wants to be in, okay? I mean, the entire social media is based on that fact. So if they are in such a vulnerable state, you telling them that you can't handle it, please don't cry in front of me, is actually a symbolization of you saying that your crying, no matter how significant that is for you, is just an inconvenience for me. So I would not like to be inconvenienced. You can go cry somewhere else. That's exactly what you're saying. So even if you can't handle crying and you are getting awkward and squirmish, all you have to do is sit right next to me and listen to me. Please don't tell me that you are ill-equipped, because I didn't come to you because I think you are a therapist. It just happened. Sometimes we just can't control. It's not about the person that we are in front of or the place that we are in. It just happens. And I'm sitting right outside me, there is a rainfall. So that rainfall of tears can happen anytime without your control and without that person's control also. So it's not like they are seeking some kind of emotional support or emotional anchor from you. They are not expecting a certain level of emotional understanding or emotional maturity from you. It just happened. They are already embarrassed. Please don't tell them that they are discomforting you, because it would just add insult to their injury. Number 2, do not tell them I told you so. Let's not do that. Let's not tell people in their vulnerable state when they're just breaking down that you are not only upset, you're not only you're not only sad, you're also guilty and you're also wrong and you deserved it. I mean, I told you so. I understand that you might be a friend with a really far-sighted perspective. You might be someone who can see into the future, so you told them so. But let's face it, how many times have you ignored good advice? We all are pros at ignoring good advice, and we ignore it because at that time we are blinded, we are sidelined because we believe something or we believe in someone, and we don't want to listen to other people who are saying otherwise. If we have made a decision for ourselves and we are, somehow morally and emotionally convinced as to the validity or as to the force of that argument, then we go ahead with that. And even though people in our lives, they advise us differently or advise us against it, we turn a blind eye towards them or their advices. And please, even the person who is saying I told you so, you have ignored a lot of I told you so's in your life. So don't tell them right now this. That's the last thing that they want to hear. That not only they are upset, they actually messed up their own life by their own hands, and whatever has happened to them is because of their ill-timed or ill-taken decisions. Nobody wants to hear that. Please don't do that to them. If you actually care for them, to the point that you want to give them advice, you want a good out of their lives, tell them that in private. Give them time to heal. Because even if that sorrow, even if that kind of disappointment, that kind of misfortune is something that we have created ourselves, we still need time to heal. Even if it's our mistake, we need time to cry. It's okay to cry on your own mistakes. And someone standing on our head telling us, I told you so, you messed it up on your own, is not helping. Let them heal, then tell them, listen, this happened because of that. Please wait for a moment when they are actually equipped to have an intelligent and smart conversation about it. Okay? Number 3. Now I'm going to tell you number 3. Number 3. Please don't invalidate their feelings. Please don't be like, अरे कुछ नहीं होता, ये सब तो होता रहता है, this is all chill, why are you crying, why are you being such a sissy? Please don't do that. People have different thresholds for pains, and till you are in their situation, until you are actually living their life, which is physically impossible, you cannot possibly fathom how much pain or they are facing right now and how much they are suffering. You can't stand from like an outsider point of view. You can't really tell how much pain they are in and how much that particular thing that they lost mattered to them, how much that particular eventuality or event has impacted them emotionally. So please don't tell them this. And I know, when people are, in a group of friends, they don't want to talk about anything uncomfortable. They don't want to talk about anything that kills their buzz or kills the vibe of the place. They all want to talk about all the happy things and ignore difficult conversations at all. But friendship is not about ignoring difficult conversations at all time and just brushing everything difficult under the carpet and just having a gala time and just have like a cup of coffee or tea and then go ahead. No, friendship is about being together in difficult conversation and in difficult moments. Invalidating somebody's feelings is the worst kind of crime you can do to someone who is vulnerable. If someone is crying in front of you, if you can't do anything major for them, if you can't comfort them on your own, at least just sit next to them and tell them that what you are feeling is right. Crying is not a sign of weakness. Being vulnerable is not being sissy, especially if people do it to their male friends. Hell, I have seen like girls doing that to their male friends, even though girls or like female sex is supposed to be more emotional than men, because why not? I think patriarchy have told us that men don't cry, and that's why we do that to men quite often. And I think, I have seen my father cry maybe once or twice in my entire life. I'm 26 years old. That happens. And I've seen my brothers cry almost never. So, so when they actually do, yes, because of the patriarchal conditioning of our heads, maybe we find a little bit difficult to deal with the situation, but don't tell them that it's inhumane and they have to just pull themselves together. No. They have every right to cry themselves, to cry properly and heal. I think crying is a huge part of somebody's healing. When we are going through a loss, we should give ourselves ample amount of time to cry it out. Why not cry it out, yaar? Men, women, girls, boys, non-binaries, I do not care. Cry out your feelings, you'll feel really better, and all the friends out there, be supportive and don't invalidate their feelings. Their feelings are completely legit. Number 4, please don't, okay, don't do that, okay? Please don't, and don't. Please don't use humor to be like, arey, of course, yeah, let me crack a joke. He's crying. Let me just lighten the mood for her and everyone and for me as well, because this is just being too difficult. And I understand, like we discussed before, we don't really want to have difficult conversations on a daily basis. So we just want to brush it off under the carpet by cracking a joke, by lightening up the atmosphere. No. If someone is having a difficult moment, they don't want to burst into laughter. If someone is vulnerable in front of you, especially when it has just come out of nowhere, they couldn't help but cry, and maybe they are doing it in a public setting or something. They are anyways embarrassed. They don't want to just, no matter how good your joke is, no matter how brilliant your sense of humor is, they are not going to just break into a joke and start laughing. Excuse me. Yes, if it's a child and the child has fallen down and you want to distract them, you crack that joke. Adults are not children. There are a lot of things that happen in our lives that are much graver and serious, much more serious than that. And I understand a lot of people never emotionally grow up and they feel like everything is just like everything can be solved by a joke or something, but no. If somebody has come to you with a serious problem, if somebody is breaking down in front of you, in that moment of emotional vulnerability, it's your responsibility to give that emotional vulnerability chance, to give that emotional vulnerability ample amount of time. Every emotion that human displays needs to have a proper time and space. Your joke and your sense of humor is not a magical spell that you can just throw on somebody's emotional vulnerability and they are all going to be fine. It has nothing to do with your sense of humor. It is just out of place. Read the room, people. Number 5 and the last one, and I hate it so much. Do not change the subject. If I am talking about something, please don't start talking about something else. And this and the sense of humor is very like tied down together. All of these things, maybe if you change the subject, then I'll be like, oh my god, I'm just sitting in a group and crying. Nobody wants that. You know, there is an old saying that if you laugh with people, and if you cry, you have to cry alone. But I really despise that kind of saying. I think, yes, sometimes when people cry a lot in front of people, it might come off as they are emotionally overloading you, but sometimes it should be legit to cry in front of your friends and family and people who you are close to. Even if someone does that in front of you who are not particularly close, but it just happened as in the form of an emotional outburst, don't try and change the subject. Give them due respect. They are going through something. If you can't lend them a listening ear, if you can't be supportive, please just don't be a damage to them. Because the next time when they'll even choose to be emotionally vulnerable in front of someone, they'll feel like, oh, they are just killing the vibe, they are just wasting other person's time, and that's just not worth it. So what they'll do, they'll bottle up that emotional vulnerability. They'll bottle up all those emotions that could be displeasing for anyone else, and they will never share it with anyone. And it happens. And in India, not a lot of people go to therapy. There is a huge stigma around therapy. I'm not saying make your family or your friends your therapist, but sometimes it's actually healthy, and it's a very healthy coping mechanism to go in front of people and just cry your heart out. Even if you're not crying, just tell someone that, listen, I'm not having a good day. And it should be completely validated to tell people that, you know, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling anxious, work is kicking my ass, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go. So on this note, please be emotionally sympathetic towards the people in front of you, even if they are not close to you. If someone is having a really bad day, if someone is having a low day, if someone chooses to have or just involuntarily has an emotional outburst in front of you, please don't do these 5 things and you'll be golden, and that person will feel really nice afterwards. Please don't make anyone ashamed of the fact that they let their emotional side show and they let their guard down. It's completely fine, it's completely okay. Now it's raining outside and I have some hot chocolate with me. I'll get back to my day and I hope you guys also have a great one. Bye.